Oh, it's the holiday season. It's so easy to let our dental hygiene kind of slide. Well, we're eating so many more cookies, we're eating so many more treats and candies, and the kids, oh my God, with the candies. They still have their Halloween candy, half of them sitting around. So registered dental hygienist Anaida Deti is here to walk us through how we can keep our mouths much healthier during the holidays so that in the new year we're not faced with dental problems, right?
Exactly. Thank you for having me here, first of all, and especially with the holidays just around the corner, we really need to take care of our teeth. And because I say in January is a little hard with those bills that are coming due after the holiday shopping.
How long does it take a cavity to set and form?
It does take about 30 days or so.
So there you go, that's right, January.
Exactly.
Hello,
So
we're knocking on your door.
It's right there. So usually the first tips that I usually start off is a great oral hygiene, especially at home. So the first thing that probably everybody hopefully does is the toothbrushing. So the first thing is to use a soft toothbrush. That's the main thing. Soft toothbrush. Soft or extra soft.
Really? Why?
It's we want to brush the bacteria away, the plaque away, not the gum. So that's why it's very important to have a soft toothbrush.
Well, it's interesting. You're so right, and I'm paying the price for that now.
Exactly.
I didn't know that 20 years ago and was scrubbing hard with my hard toothbrush.
Exactly. And actually right now it's very hard to find a hard toothbrush on the market. I'm actually a big fan of an electric toothbrush because it does the work and in less time. There are different types of electric toothbrush. This is just one of them, and it just does all the work for you. So you just place it there and it does all the work for you. It's the manual toothbrush is as good as the electric one, but it's just you have to make sure that you brush correctly. You know the technique how to brush. One of the things that probably...
What is the proper technique? Are we still...
It's away from the gum.
Okay,
it's always away from the gum.
Not we all do this, but that's not the best way.
And also, I know that away from the gum is a little bit harder to do, so usually if you do a rolling stroke, that's usually a good technique. That's why the electric toothbrushes are great for that. One thing that most of the people don't like, it's the flossing. So that's why I brought different types of flosses, so you can actually use. I'm a big fan of the wax floss, so that's why it's actually quite good to use a wax floss because it's easy to go between the teeth, but
it doesn't shred.
Exactly. So if you don't want to use the actually manual floss, probably a good idea if you can use the floss holder. You can use also the floss picks, and these are just different. It's just for the kids. So you can actually use a fun floss for the kids.
Yeah, it makes them want to do it, which is fun.
Absolutely, and you can just go in and out the teeth, and it's quite easy. This is also great for taking with you when you go out, because with the manual floss, usually it's not so good, you know, to use it in public.
What? What's wrong with doing that at the dinner table at the restaurant? What's wrong?
So you can just use the little floss picks there, so it's usually great.
The older I get, the more space I have between my teeth. I don't go anywhere without those because the whole meal, kind of half the meal is stuck in there.
Stuck in there, especially if you have like meat, it's actually, yeah, it gets stuck in there. One of the most important ingredients of our body is saliva. So that's why it's quite good to drink water. Water is the best thing because we drink water, it just flushes away all the plaque, and it also just increases the flow of saliva. But a lot of times it's people don't like the water, so that's why I usually say just make it a little bit fun with flavored water, so you can kind of just have a little bit fun with it.
Not pop. Not
juice. The least the better, especially around the holidays when we have a lot of sweets, a lot of food that is not the greatest for our teeth. So that's why water is great and not so much sweetened drinks and juices.
Right.
But I know a lot of times water is not the greatest, especially as our birthdays go on. We go to the restroom a lot, so that's why we don't want you know, the water to drink so much water. So that's why usually fruits, vegetables are the best thing that we can actually just produce a lot of saliva.
So it hydrates us.
Absolutely.
So we've got watermelon here and melons. Sure. Those are good ones to hydrate.
Absolutely. And celery is one of the best best fruit, like vegetable that actually it's going to increase your saliva.
It is very refreshing, isn't it?
Absolutely. And having them pre-cut and ready to go is usually a good thing because you can just have them, you can just eat them and go. Especially for kids, for teens is usually best because I don't think they will go and wash them and cut them, and it's too much work for them.
Should we be brushing after every time we eat?
It's usually you don't have to brush right after. You can brush after about 20 minutes or so.
Why would you want to wait?
Because you have that like with the food right on your teeth, it's not good to brush right away after. So that's why you have to wait a little bit of time. But also sometimes it's not it's not realistic that you are gonna brush right after you eat if you are working or if you are in a public place. So that's why probably if you have like some fruits and vegetables after, if you drink some water, maybe if you just squish your mouth a little bit with water, that's going to help you a lot, and it's just going to swish that plaque away from your teeth.
Those picks
Exactly.
as well.
Exactly. And also nuts are great for your body and for your mouth. And I'm a big fan of hard cheese.
Oh, hard cheese?
Hard cheese is the greatest. So if you just have a little bit of hard cheese after you eat, that's actually gonna help your teeth. And,
Really?
yeah.
Does something chemically?
It's chemically, it's your pH of saliva goes back to normal. So that's why hard cheese is usually great. If you give the kids and they can, if they can brush, that's usually great.
Isn't that interesting? That it's quite traditional in some cultures to have hard cheese at the end of a meal.
That's why. And usually the best thing to do is to have a good oral hygiene, especially before you go to sleep. So that's usually the great thing. If you cannot brush and floss during the day, at least before you go to sleep, because that's when your plaque sits there, your bacteria sits there, and all night it's going to do not so good thing sitting there.
And you're not flushing it with the saliva like you typically would be during
because
the day.
the mouth gets dry. So that's why it's the best thing to do is to take a good care before you go to sleep.
My daughter's almost 7, but I'm still watching and monitoring her teeth brushing habits because her new ones are coming in, and I want to make sure that they're healthy. But once they get to a certain age, you kind of have to let it be in their hands.
Absolutely.
How do we, when teens, teens are just gross. How do we get our teens to take care of their teeth?
And that's usually, I find that the teens have the worst oral hygiene. Also, to be fair to them, is also because a lot of things are going on at that time. Is the wisdom teeth are coming in. They are having a lot of ortho work. The puberty is doing the stuff. So that's why I find that because of the parents that they are not monitoring them anymore, it's actually they don't brush very well. They go to sleep without taking care of their teeth. So that's why probably a good thing that I can suggest to the parents is to bring the teens to see the dental professionals a little bit more often than they used to. So probably every 3-4 months would be ideal. So if there is any problems going on, we can take care a lot before it becomes a lot major.
Especially if they have braces or anything like
Absolutely. Usually teens with braces, for us at the office, we see them usually every 3 months.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Absolutely.
Good plan.
And and also an electric toothbrush would really help for the teens. That's usually best thing that you can, especially like just around the corners with the holidays. That's a good gift.
DentalX.ca for more info, right?
Yes.
Thank you so much. We'll be right back. We're going to do more family cooking with the Goodmans, and we have a giveaway too. Thank you.